What's going on, Aries? How are you? This is your Scorpio Full Moon reading. Welcome. So I would typically have put this out yesterday, but I wanted to give myself an extra day of some self-care. The weather was beautiful, and as you can tell, I got some sun. I went out on the water and was meditating a bit, kayaking around for a couple hours, and it was just beautiful, and it was much needed self-care. So sometimes rest comes in the form of sleep, but then other times it comes in the form of just being out on the water with just you, your hat, and not the right sunscreen. So we're going to dive in though, Aries. Let's do this, okay? I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so Aries, how we doing? How you doing? How you riding out all the energies this month, huh? I'm kidding. Okay, let's do this, Aries. Spirit, what messages do you have this from the depths reading? Nope, this one back. Okay. Energy. I was, kayaking around, and I got this image of, the depths and the things that become clear to us, and things coming to us from the depths, be it within ourselves or outside of us or in our awareness, just things returning to us, but then also things coming to us that we haven't known before. This kind of from the depths energy. The Christ flame. Heaven. Dance of the Planets. Oh, I really like that one. Oh, I'm melting inside. Not just from the sunburn. This, I'm getting some Mars and Venus vibes on this. I think it's Mars and Venus and Jupiter, something along those lines. There's something, yeah, not just right now, but I'm getting something like Mars and Venus on that one. Angel of Jupiter, awaken. Okay, Aries. Okay. 222 on the time. Okay. So I will read Dance of the Planets to you. That's quite lovely. So I'll show you the cards first. So the Christ Flame, I'm getting this sort of like consciousness, this higher consciousness vibe from this card, and also the Heaven card. Could be a coming together of energies. Could also just be a sort of grounding and foundational energy. And then we have Dance of the Planets, which is just beautiful. I love that. It's almost like the full spectrum of light. Like when there's a prism and the light goes through it, it is like all of the colors in one. Yeah, I like that. And then we also have Angel of Jupiter, awaken, which is probably one of my favorite cards in this deck. I just love it so much. It's so good. So there's something that we're becoming aware of through this. And I think it's almost like what I was thinking of with the depths. So it's something I noticed today while I was kayaking and just floating around. I was watching the sediment in the rays of light in the water, and how the light would hit the water. And I was just watching this, like everything moved, and it almost looked like 333 on the time. It almost looked like stars shimmering. And I was like, do fish think, like, do fish, if they have an awareness of this, that we are not aware of, but do they think that that's stars? Like, what would that look like to a fish? What would that look like to even just a bird diving under the water and then coming back up? Do they notice this sediment? And what would it look like to them? And it reminds me of this sort of energy here. Just the little rays of light, and what determines the rays of light that get through and the others that don't, based on how thick the sediment is. Like what's the story there? So I was just watching, and I spent probably about a half an hour in one spot just staring at the water. The other paddlers around me, like passing by, were probably like, are they okay? Yes, I was fine. But I get that with this too. And it's almost like maybe the dust settles on something. The dust settles on something. Interesting. I was not thinking of that. But you know what? With sediment, I'm just thinking maybe the dust settles, and that's what makes. So I get this impression of this being you, Aries. And then the dust settles and something about another person enters your awareness or consciousness. And this is like the full moon energy in the background here. That's actually very, very interesting to me. And then the Angel of Jupiter, awaken. I almost get this like Jupiter energy. Jupiter energy. But also I think this like expansion, like we're being called to expand into something. We're being called to expand. This is probably a bit of the depths, right? Like it's almost like we're coming up for air from a deep, right? From a deep. This is very water energy in the Scorpio full moon, right? So we're coming up from the depth with this higher awareness here, this higher awareness. And something about the dance of the planets, or the dance the planets are doing right now, is causing you to expand and really to awaken into your own divinity, to awaken to a sense of your own power, something along those lines, Aries. I'm going to read to you Dance of the Planets, though, because I can, and it's fun, and why not? Oh my gosh, I almost squeaked there. You're welcome. Okay, so Dance of the Planets. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life now. Although they are not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you are being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there is an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be a gentle rest to recover before rising again, and from restraint, there will be propulsion into greater stratospheres. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles. It's okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart until tomorrow? And what point is there to hold back if you are ready and set to go? Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of your control. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. That's beautiful, the dance of the planets happening through you, Aries. Oh, that's lovely. The oracle brings a message. Pray that planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now, that their movements through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are the times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements, so pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. Wow. I feel like there's a green light on something. I'm really getting that. There's like a green light on something, Aries. The reason being is not just because this card is green, but that, it talked about Jupiter and expansion, and that there's like, that's how there's going to be a time to expand. And I feel like that time might be now, based on the angel of Jupiter awaken. This is sort of like the divine green light, or there's something in you you're going to recognize. Like, I know we're kind of in a time of, more pausing energy with the Mercury retrograde and things along those lines. But I almost get that this angel of Jupiter awaken is like, if you were looking for a sign, this is it energy. If you were looking for a sign, this is it. Interesting. I'm going to clarify these cards. We're going to do that. We're doing it. We're doing it, Aries. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries for this full moon in Scorpio? Whoa. Okay, so a few cards came out, so that's going to clarify that row. Fabulous. So we have the Fool, the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, the Wheel, the Hierophant. Dang, that's a lot of, I don't know why I say stuff like this. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I feel like this is a lot of forward movement. You're kind of taking a leap of faith. I want to say like a leap of passionate faith, because it's coming from a higher place within you, right? Like there's an awareness that you have that's coming from a higher place within you. And I think that because it's coming from that higher place, you're able to trust it. And it's almost like the Hermit is another. So we have the Hermit and the Hierophant, and it's almost like this is the teacher that we reach at the top of the staircase, right? This is the teacher that we reach at the top of the staircase. And that light that we're shining, this is like our 5D self. And it's like there's a 5D recognition that Jupiter is here with the wheel, that it's time to expand, that there's something that's expanding right now, and that the energy of life is flowing through you. And like, why roll the dice? Why feel like we're rolling the dice on taking a chance on something when the wisdom is here to support us in what we're doing? So is it a chance, or is it something that is destined? Interesting. Something that is destined. We're going to clarify further, Aries. So this Heaven card. Spirit, can you please clarify this Heaven card for Aries, for this solar, I keep wanting to say solar, for this full moon in Scorpio, please. Maybe something to do with the solar eclipse in Scorpio in October. It's October 25th, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. You're exercising some restraint here, Aries. Restraint. But por qué? Why? Why are we exercising restraint? Temperance. Because you want to stay in balance. Excellent, Aries. That is good. I love it. I love when the cards are very direct. We're wanting to stay in balance a little bit. That's excellent. And I think that is the key. That's sort of like the key that unlocks your heaven a little bit, your access to heaven. I think your access to your higher consciousness as well, to your awareness. And we have the Nine of Wands here. There's a way that you feel more defensive than balanced. This is almost like what you think about it. Like what you think about it a little bit. Like this is what you look like to other people right now is balanced and all of that. But there's a part of you that's like, no, I don't trust fully. And something that I find, so all the cards have reflections in the minor arcana in terms of the major arcana. And the Hermit is, I liken it to this, is like we're holding a torch, right? In both of these, we're holding a light. We're holding a light within us, or we're holding the light of hard things that have guided us through it. So what's the source of wisdom that we're going to rely on right now, Aries? The hard stuff or the wisdom within us? It's not, I don't want to create a binary of choices that we have to adhere to here, but I feel like there's a way that, I put it in the different spot. That is interesting. Maybe this is your choice. Maybe that's the one you go with. Maybe you decide that the inner wisdom is like, it goes beyond gut instinct. I feel like this is sort of like a spirit instinct almost. What other messages can you offer me to clarify for Aries spirits? Nine of Cups, yeah. I feel like there's a way of doing things that is coming to a bit of an end for you, Aries. Some way of being, with the Nine of Wands, and then we have the Nine of Cups, but we also have the Wheel here. So there's it's an ending. I don't think I don't see the cards as yet to suggest that it's an ending with a person specific, because of the Dance of the Planets and the Angel of Jupiter Awakened. There's something that we're expanding on, but it's almost like the things that you told yourself that got in the way. The things that would get in the way of your being able to access the new thing. It's like there was something we were holding on to, Nine of Wands, like we were holding on to, but then this is you just going, like you realize that, it's my good sound effects. I know, you're welcome. With the Hermit, I almost get that this light, when you choose this light, this wisdom within, and that being what you follow, everything follows from that. What does that wisdom mean to you? It means something different to everybody, right, Aries? So I feel though, like whatever this means for you, there's going to be something that I'm hearing awake to, but it's like you're already awake. You're already awake. I feel like what's happening is you're seeing something differently. Like you were sleeping to it. You weren't aware of the details. There was something that you weren't letting yourself be awake to. Spirit, can you clarify the Dance of the Planets, please? Queen of Wands. There. I want to say there you are, but it's whichever. It's just a fire, like a fire energy. But wow, like it's like you show up and it's like the Dance of the Planets wake something up in you. And I think that you can see the wisdom that you need to move something forward, to begin. I don't know if you can hear the train. That's the joys of living in a town on a train route. It's extra special in the mornings. It's not too bad. Okay, so Spirit, can you clarify the Queen of Wands, please? Ten of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. The moment that you put something down, it's like, I don't think it's something that you really realize. I'm not getting that off of here. Like it's not, how do I word this? It's not a conscious thing. Like you don't have like a to-do list and like tomorrow I'm going to release this thing. done. Like it's not something like that. This is more processual, process related. There's a process or a way that you would do things before. I'm just seeing the spiral here. It's like it would pull you in, and rather 15-15 on the time, rather than it being like a drain that pulls water, down. This is like one that gives life out. And I'm getting this energy off of the wheel here too, like this sort of, I'm hearing the upward spiral of grace, the upward spiral. And it's like some wisdom or light that's coming from within you. And then you're then able to give that out. But you realize, I think this is maybe just an epiphany that this 10 of Wands really did have to go. And this is you kind of forgiving yourself for having held it in the first place or carried it in the first place. And then we have this Page of Pentacles suggesting, well, inviting something new, which looks an awful lot, I liken the two here. This tells me that the energies are related. Angel of Jupiter awakened in this Page of Pentacles. Something about very grounded energy coming either towards you or on offer. In a way, you might have felt before like there may have been things that felt unrealistic to you. But I feel like the Page of Pentacles is like, it's something that is very real. Like I'm getting this sort of sense that before you had experienced things and pushed them away a little bit, like it wasn't like, I don't think it was a conscious thing, but it's almost like you were like, no, that can't, that's okay. That's fun. That's cute. Aw, neat. Like that kind of, aw, neat. You can't see my face, but it's like, just that idea. But this is something that's grounded and different for you. Like, I think it's different in some way, Aries. Interesting. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries, please? Queen of Pentacles. Yep. Could be information, could be a message that really puts you into this place, or helps you to realize how much of it you were already in. To realize how much of it you were already in, Aries. And if that's the case, bravo. Bravo. That is so delightful. That's so delightful. Whoa, this one came flying out. 6 of Swords. Yeah. It's almost like you understand your worth. And it's not that you didn't before, Aries, but I get from here that it's this idea of like moving away from things. I'm hearing 2 movements with this 6 of Swords. It's like moving away from things that that were unrealistic. And sometimes we opt for situations that are, because we're actually afraid of a Queen of Pentacles showing up at our doorstep. So we opt for the Page of Pentacles energy. And this is just a separate storyline and something that is coming forward. I have no idea where these things tend to come from, but it's channeling, so just we're gonna roll with it. But it's like there were 2 different kinds. So you're moving away from accepting less than you deserve or less than you were worth, and moving towards this Queen of Pentacles energy, because it's not, I feel like with this, you're not in a place of needing to get necessarily. Like it's different, because with this, it's like you're considering offers. With the Queen of Pentacles, you are able to make the offer, if that makes sense. It's like, it's a different energy. It's a different thing. Because when we step into that place of abundance from within, what we're actually doing is moving towards something, and it's that it's drawing things to us. It's hard to explain how I'm seeing this in my mind, but this is more action oriented, in terms of you doing something. But I feel like things are just finding you. Things are just finding you. And that's, I feel like that's really beautiful energy, Aries. Beautiful vibes. Spirit, can I get some clarification on this Angel of Jupiter for this Scorpio? My goodness. Scorpio Full Moon. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. Maybe you're expanding into something that you're working on. or the way that you work. Something about the way that you work is slightly different. Whoops. 7 of Wands. Yeah, this is, I think, recognizing what things are worth it and what isn't. Not just with collaborations, but I'm getting this in terms of like a family dynamic too. Like a family dynamic, like where we're putting in the work and people, it's like an equal sense of give and take and understanding the role that everyone has to play, right? The role that everyone plays. And interestingly enough, on this the green light, when I got like that idea of the green light, like this is your sign, it's like the traffic light colors, but reversed. And I was focused so heavily on the green here because of the green shirt. Like it's very there. Yeah. So again, this green light thing, but I think that there's just, long story short, there's a way that you're recognizing what you're worth and what you bring to the table. And so you're really willing to wait for the right things as opposed to accepting anything that just comes by, which is a really empowering energy. Like if there's a Queen of Pentacles energy, that is it. That is it. But, again, we have the Queen of Wands here showing up too. So it's almost like these two different parts of you. You could have fire in your chart that's loud, but then also earth that's activated somewhere along these lines by the dance of the planets right now. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. But I feel like these are both you. These are both parts of you right now at play here. Yeah, and what went through my head, I was just thinking, well, what are we releasing then in terms of the ways of doing things? And it's just we're releasing things that don't feel emotionally fulfilling anymore. That can be related to work, that can be related to relationships, that can be related to relationship dynamics, friendships, that kind of thing, right? Which is important. It's really important. Because I feel like when you know your worth, you're better able to articulate it to others, right? When you are aware of your worth and you're living from that place, other people they can't get in quite the same. And if they do, that's not saying, don't blame yourself or beat yourself up, my loves, but it is very much a place of, it's very much a place of empowered manifesting because we're drawing things to us that are a match as opposed to drawing any opportunity to us and hoping like we're going to smash the square into the round hole, right? Like it doesn't work. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries for this Scorpio full moon? 5 of Cups. Yeah, this is a real release that we're going through here, Scorpio, or for Aries during this. Well, you could have Scorpio in your chart too. I don't know, but there's something that you're letting go of. It's just, I get this strong vibe of like, it's like there's something about the past here. Like I'm getting this past energy. 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. I'm getting this energy of something about the past that you're releasing, and that is what you're able to expand because you're releasing this, Aries. You're now able to step into this new space, this new energy. I think you spent a lot of time wondering what it was that you did. Like you did a lot of internal work to inquire as to why something wasn't working the way that you wanted it to, when really what you needed to do was just to walk away, as opposed to like, I do this too. Like when something happens or, that's less than ideal, I'll look at my own life and be like, okay, what could I have done differently? What did I need to do? And I kind of turn it in on myself and I go within and ask those questions to make sure that I'm being a good human in situations. Good is objective, but like, what is it that I can contribute? What did I learn? What role did I play? 2424 was just on the time, but yeah, this 5 of Cups and 8 of Cups. I think what you needed to do was to walk away and to just cut your losses from those situations and say, well, what's the one thing I learned from this, and that's it, as opposed to doing this deep dive, right? And I think we're releasing, maybe what you're releasing right now, Aries, is the tendency to deep dive, maybe. The tendency to deep dive, the tendency to dive deeply into things where maybe you didn't need to, with something. Maybe it just didn't work. Maybe things didn't work with someone and that was it. And it wasn't about you, or it wasn't about anything along those lines. It wasn't about them. It just wasn't, it didn't fit. Sometimes things are that simple. I mean, other times they're definitely not, but sometimes maybe it was just that. Like there's something that's like the simpler explanation is the one that is the actual answer here, Aries, about this past thing that we're releasing and stepping towards the new with. The Devil. Yeah. I feel like there might be a way that you, the way that this process, or like this looking within yourself, this sort of inward facing work really messed with your head here, really messed with your head. And I think it could have, more than messing with your head, like I almost get this as an extension of the devil here. Like even it's almost like these are the hairs, right? Like coming down into this card. But it's almost this energy of like you're finding yourself again because you're freeing yourself and realizing that you didn't have to walk away. Like you didn't have to walk away. Like you didn't have to be in chains. You could just walk away. You could just walk away from something that wasn't serving you mentally too. Like we do this in situations and we're like, F that, 2626 on the time. And then we like book it. We're like, we're done. And we cut something off. But then our mind stays in that place and is this source of great tension and illusion for us. But it's just illusion, right? Like it's a trick of the light. You're not actually there. This is like a hologram, right? The suggestion is real to an extent, but you're not actually in that place. So Aries, dang. I'm going to pull a couple more cards here just to clarify where we're headed in this. If this is something that you're releasing though, Aries, my heart goes out to you because this is like, it's heavy stuff, but this is the stuff of liberation. Like the cards here tell me so much about where you're going. Like they tell me so much about where you're going. Yeah, the Magician and the Six of Pentacles. Like this is, I'm going to put these down actually. This is you going into a place of a time of getting what you want. And I feel like there was something that wasn't in balance before. And this is what, it's almost like this is what your wish was. You wanted something to be balanced. You wanted something to be an even exchange of energy. Whether that's somebody investing in you emotionally, investing in a situation with you or a relationship or a job, or, it's like, I think about group work and how sometimes there's one person or two people who do all the work for like 5 or 6 people, and then they never get any thanks, and the group project does really well because you want it to do well. And sometimes relationships can be like that too. I mean, I know I've had more than my fair share like that, right? It's always heartbreaking. But it's like this is, you're manifesting balance, and this is beautiful. It's almost like this is just spirit saying like, keep up the faith here. Don't doubt that you are manifesting this, because you're stepping away from the energy that you were in before, this disbelief that you had. Interestingly enough, when I look at the Devil card here, I see the figure with the hood on that's sort of being manipulated by this energy, which is, I think, that energy of like what went wrong, things that went wrong. And then it's almost like this same hooded figure like steps into their power and starts becoming a manifesting badass. And that's where this balance comes in. It's just the recognition of who you are a little bit more, Aries, a little bit more. So I'm going to pull from the chakra deck here. I'm going to pull a card for you. If I can grab it, that is. There we go. Alrighty. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries, please? What messages do you have for Aries? Peace of mind. Oh, wow, Aries. Okay, I wish I could give you a hug. Oh my gosh. Peace of mind. So this, I think that this talks about this here. Like this is sort of the release, like this taking a leap of faith is like you were choosing yourself and you were listening to this wisdom, this hermit energy, this wisdom within you. And that's how it was manifesting. And it was allowing you to become a teacher for other people, the Hierophant. It was allowing you to become a beacon for other people. And that's where this wheel has turned or is turning. But it's that sort of higher faith leap. And so I'll read this to you because it does, the arc goes all the way over to this side here with the devil energy. So I heal the poisons of my mind that limit and deny me by aligning with pure and honest thought and belief. I joyfully recognize when I am thinking limiting thoughts from my conditioning and realign with thoughts and beliefs that serve my growth and well-being. I choose to question my perspective and think loving, supportive thoughts. I am peaceful. So yeah, this is like you reaching for that peace of mind. It's almost like you're taking a chance on a way of thinking about things that you hadn't before. Like you hadn't considered these things before, or there's something that like you hadn't considered before, or that you weren't really letting in as a possibility before. I don't know, but we're going to pull from the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection deck by Mike Dooley. Spirit, can I please get some messages for Aries, please? Whoop. Okay. Okay. You know what to do. You know what to do. This is very High Priestess energy to meet the Hermit in this row here. You know what to do. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart, because truly it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. So whatever it is that you're contemplating here, and I get this contemplation energy on the Two of Wands in this particular row. So we have the Four of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Temperance, Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups. It's almost like there's this process that you go through, but you first have to trust your gut. And I feel like that's going to lead you to this sort of heaven energy, this depth energy, like something coming from the depths, an awareness from the depths of you. It's like you know what to do. Once you connect to that, like I feel like something unlocks, and that's where we start to become involved in this dance of the planets. That's where we start to awaken to this expansion that we're doing. I'm pulling from the Secret Language of Light oracle here. Spirit, can I get some messages for Aries for this Scorpio full moon? Light beings, yeah, definitely. A lot of, if you've got like some starseed vibes, possibly this would work for you and resonate. But I'm also just getting that there's a way that the dance of the planets is like, and we have Jupiter here too. Something about it is it could be in your chart. There's certain things that are kind of activated right now, piece by piece. 3232 was just on the time. And what that's doing is really helping you to pull back and see the big picture. And I think it's also, you're connected to wisdom that's a lot higher than the 3D, and just trusting that is taking place. Trusting that expansion is taking place. And I think that might be the depth, right? I also get this as like the little, when I was mentioning the stars, like do fish see the specks of dust floating through the water that I see as dirt, but to them it's stars, right? Like that kind of idea of a shift of perspective. So I almost feel like there's something here that's changing in your awareness, this consciousness energy, consistent with the Christ flame here that came out. But there's some kind of shift in awareness or consciousness. There's some maybe consciousness raising. But it's really allowing you to it's not just about seeing the bigger picture. It's about, there's a whole new way of seeing that's coming to you right now, Aries. And I am going to pull, of course, the Miracles Now deck. Another chakra one, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm just about ready to wrap this up for you, Aries. Spirit, what messages can I get for Aries? Oh, forgiveness. Yeah, I feel like it's, freedom. Peace of mind and freedom. Okay, so this fell out on the Peace of Mind card. In terms of that inner wisdom and sort of understanding the limiting thoughts that we were thinking, freedom came out. So maybe you need a reminder that you are, you are free, more free than you know. I release all tears, sadness, and the attachment to closing up and playing small in order to allow my throat to open fully. I open my throat and allow myself to breathe, sing, laugh, and cry. My voice is an instrument through which I heal myself and others. I heal. That's really fantastic. And then we have forgiveness, which is interesting because it's also, we're getting this heart center energy, and there's a whole lot of green here with this Angel of Jupiter Awaken, very similar to the energies here, like this sort of throat meets heart, like that we're healing this. And then the Pentacles energy comes in, and again, more of the heart center energy. So I feel like we are healing different things. You are healing things inside of you, Aries, right now. But anyways, it's like forgiving yourself for feeling like you were stuck, or like you were lamenting something. But again, it was just this illusion. It was just illusion. It's almost like a monster in the closet. Like it's not real, right? Like it's not real. I'm just hearing Monsters Inc. So forgiveness. I forgive myself for my imperfections, do my best, and find contentment with that. I am good enough. I recognize my hurts and nurture my inner child with all that they need. I forgive others for their preconceptions, judgments, and behaviors, trusting we are all doing our best with our current levels of awareness and patterning. Yeah. It's definitely, I'm getting this like letting go, but it's more like forgiving yourself. Like there's some way that you're forgiving yourself for something, Aries. And maybe that's where this past energy is coming from. Like there's something from a while ago. Okay, so whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer. The light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. So whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer. The light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. Yes, 100% Aries. I make time to recharge my battery. The world needs my energetic light. Yes, there is so much value in that, Aries. Do not burn yourself out. I was even debating doing these readings at all this week, and I thought, you know what, even if I just put out my daily creative message and my course in creativity, that will be enough. Right. And it's like I had that energy left over, and I checked in with spirit, and I was like, okay, no, I can still do these. But it's important. It's important to have those boundaries, because they are boundaries with yourself that preclude the ability to have boundaries with other people. So that if you get into a relationship and your partner says, hey, let's go do this, you're like, well, no, like I can, why don't we do this on another day? Or if you really want to do that thing, you can do that thing. And I will be waiting here, so excited to hear all about it, but my energy is just tapped out. I'm peopled out, or I'm needing a nap. I just need to be where I don't have to be on, right? Like that kind of energy. These are things that I often find myself saying, so I'm sharing them with you in case they resonate, but that's how I'm articulating this particular vignette. But that idea of just being able to articulate boundaries with yourself and being completely honest with yourself about what is possible and what's not, like it could be the Gemini in my chart, but like I'm telling you right now, the vibes are kind of intense. Like I haven't really slept well in a very long time. But, last night it was up at 333 on the nose, 333 Aries. So like on the nose, 333 in the morning. And I've been up since that time, and I still went kayaking and everything. But still, it's that idea of being able to set good boundaries with yourself in anticipation of the other spaces that you will be able to do that with others in. So that is your reading for the full moon in Scorpio. If this resonated, Aries, please like and subscribe. I think that you're doing some good releasing here. Bottom line, you're doing some good releasing here. I know some people come to readings and they're like, I want it to be about love and all this stuff. And it is. I think this is just a process that is, Spirit's bringing to the fore for you to be able to see. Because I think that when you see the work that you are doing, or the work that you have done, I think that you're going to be able to forgive yourself with greater ease. There's something that you're allowing in. It's like this light getting in, right? Like again, like just the rays of light in the water. Like how does the water not decide, but what decides and determines the rays of light that filter through the water, right? And cut through the sediment that is otherwise too thick in other places. Like it's just such a fascinating process to me. But nonetheless, Aries, I hope that this resonated. Thank you so much for watching. I am very grateful for your eyes and your time. Yeah. I hope that you have a wonderful full moon in Scorpio. There are other ways you can connect with me on the channel. But if this is where we leave it, my darling Aries, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful full moon. Take care of yourselves and get as much rest as you need, and have a very good deal of nurturing and compassion for yourselves too. All right, Aries, take care.